Hi there, welcome back to First Trades. Let's talk about the telecom space that has been in focus recently because you have trouble that continues to brew for Vodafone. We're hearing some word coming in that from the company that they've not received any official communication from the government on their AGR dues front, on the waiver front that is. On the other side, we also understand that Vodafone is looking to raise some new capital via loans. On the flip side, you have something like a Bharti Airtel, that stock sitting at a fresh all-time high. Lots has been happening in the telecom space, and to discuss all of this and much more, let's welcome on board Balaji Subramanian, telecom analyst at IIFL Capital Services. And Balaji, hi, thanks so much for joining us on the show. And my first question is just that on Vodafone. With so much news flow that we're hearing, we also have a positive coming in from the government. The telecom minister has said that they will try and avoid a duopoly in the telecom market as much as possible. Do you believe this is a hint at some sort of respite coming in from the government for Vodafone, and what lies ahead for this one?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me on the show. I think as far as government support is concerned and the government's commitment behind having a 3+1 player market, I think that has always been there. If you look at what the government has done in terms of getting the dues of 16,000 crores converted in 2023, followed by the 37,000 crores conversion in April, or rather March end this year. The government has been firmly behind the company. And to that extent, I don't think there was a scenario where we were worried that the government will give up on the company. So to that extent, it doesn't come out as a surprise. And now, there have been a number of measures which were mentioned in media reports in terms of, extension of the payment timeline on the AGR dues, moving from compound interest to single interest, and so on and so forth. So I think what is critical is Vodafone Idea needs cash flow relief, especially on the AGR dues, because as per their original payment plan, they have to pay close to 16,500 crores by March 31st of 2026, which is a tall ask. And for that, I think, sometime before that, some bit of a relief, either in terms of the quantity or the NPV of the liability, or in terms of the payment timelines, either of them or even both have to come through. And once that happens, I think their success ratio in terms of converting their debt fund raising also goes up. So I think that has to go hand in hand. Maybe some sort of a relief from the government first, followed by the debt fund raising of 25,000 crores that they have been talking about. I think if these two are in place, then at least there is some visibility in terms of India staying a three-player market.
Hi Balaji, morning. This is Shrishti also joining in. But Balaji, on this recent news flow suggesting that Vodafone Idea may be tapping some of the PSU banking majors for a fresh loan window, how much confidence, or rather, how do you see this particular news to actually go ahead and getting executed rather? Because in the past, Balaji, with so much of debt concerns on the book, we have seen even government organizations being very and taking their hands back from lending to Vodafone. But given these comments, given the kind of operational efficiency which is now, at least Vodafone Idea is talking about it, do you believe this time it could be an easy task for Vodafone, or rather not much difficulty to face what it has faced in the past?
See, I think there has to be some, relief from the government side, while the company would concurrently reach out to lenders, because the company ideally, if you are Vodafone Idea, you wouldn't want to leave any stone unturned, and you will keep the efforts from your side. But that said, I think for banks to get really comfortable, some relief measure announcement has to come from the government side, because if any lender is looking at potentially lending to Vodafone Idea, I think the first logical question that will come up is, how is Vodafone Idea going to get past that hump which I mentioned, which is the 16,500 crores which they have to pay up by 31st March 2026. So, unless clarity emerges on that front, I think banks will still be a bit reluctant, and that is how I see it. But of course, the company will continue engaging with the banks, and so it has to be some sort of a effort from all three parties, which is the government, the company, and the lenders, especially the PSU ones.
Balaji, moving away from Vodafone Idea and talking about the overall telecom space, how are you seeing pricing evolving in this sector? Should we expect more price action? And if yes, where do you see ARPUs of major players in FY26?
So if you look at the price action, the base case is that there is one more tariff hike. It's quite difficult to time it exactly, whether it will happen in late 2025 or early 2026. The timing can always be difficult to call out, but I would expect some bit of a tariff action to happen in FY26, which is similar to what we saw in 2024. And with that, FY26 may only see part benefits in terms of ARPU and revenue from the upcoming tariff hike. But I think FY27 will be the first full year of the benefits flowing through, and I would think that Bharti would probably touch the 300 rupee ARPU mark sometime in towards the end of FY27. And the ARPU numbers for the other two, which is Reliance Jio and Voda Idea, will be somewhat lower, considering how historically they have been low. And two, the superior flow through from the tariff hikes that we have seen for Bharti. Because especially if you look at the 2024 tariff hikes, the flow through has been the highest for Bharti. And I don't think that this time also should be any different.
All right, point taken. But thank you so much, Balaji, for taking the time out and speaking with us and giving us a sense of what's really been happening within the telecom space. But with this, viewers, once again, time now to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the other side.